All right, look, if you're thinking about starting a service-based business, there's some things you gotta know. If you're looking to hire employees, there's probably gonna be some requirements for those employees, whether it be tools, maybe it's something that they have to wear. When I worked as a salesperson at a retail store, they required a suit and tie. I had to pay for that suit and tie. If you have people working for you in the service business, such as security, technicians usually have to bring their own tools, especially their own hand tools. If it's your first time here, welcome back to the Security Bros. I'm Ken, this is my brother James. James, how do we do it in our company? Do we make the technician pay for their own tools, or do we cover those?
We cover them.
Really? Explains why profit margins are so low. What's going on with that?
I do what I can, you know?
Why are we doing this?
Let's look at it from the point of if we expected the technicians to buy all their own tools.
Play it out.
The concept's simple, and in theory, it seems pretty good, right? You hire a technician, you're like, hey, these are the tools you need to buy. The technician owns their own tools. It's great, right? If they ever move on from the company, they get to take all their tools with them. They've made an investment. It all seems good in theory. The problem is a lot of the technicians are not going to go and buy the full gamut of tools that they'll need to effectively do their job well. It's a lot of money. I mean, granted, it's a lot of money that you got to put out, and different businesses are going to have different requirements, of course.
Right, because some tools enable you to get the job done faster, but they're paid by the hour.
Well, that's one piece of it. The other piece of it is if they buy a new tool, that's money out of their pocket. This can lead to, inefficiencies. Maybe there's certain tools, specialty tools that actually help you get the job done faster. That's going to look different in every business, right? Maybe it's a catering company and they're expected to buy their apron and serving spoons. I know that's probably not real, but right, maybe they're not going to buy the really fancy, nice ones that allow them to dish up, twice as many beans or whatever.
Most businesses in our industry are going to provide tools like the work van, the ladders, any of the expensive power tools. One of the things that I found with technicians that we've hired is I would ask, do you want a separate company phone? Or do you just want to use your personal phone? A lot of people don't want to have two phones. They'd rather just use their personal phone. But then they're not doing the stuff that they need to do on their work apps, checking into jobs or something, and then they will make the excuse of, well, my phone was out of battery, or I've been having issues with my personal phone, which is why I said, you know what? From now on, we just give employees a company phone, and then we can dictate how that phone is used. You need to charge it. That's part of your job. If the phone has any issues, you have to let us know so that we can have it repaired. It costs us some money, but it solved the problem of technicians having phones that don't work. And so for you, you're saying the same thing for all tools. Just here you go. Here's the tools that you'll need.
How I look at it is trying to save money by not kitting out a technician. It ends up losing you money in the long run. The technician doesn't have what they need to get the job done, or they're running inefficiently. The other benefit too, in our industry, a technician's tool set is kind of a bit of a badge of honor and pride, right? If a guy comes in, nothing against Ryobi, but if he comes in with a bunch of Ryobi tools to a job site, he's not going to be looked on with the same favor that somebody who comes in with, say, a full set of Milwaukee tools, is going to get. Kitting somebody with better tools so they last longer, the investment is better, and you increase not only the company image, but you increase your technician's image. And this, to me, applies with whatever business you're doing. If they're rolling with the best stuff that they could have, they're going to be walking a little bit taller.
Yeah, so if somebody had a cleaning business, then probably the same thing, because you say, these are the cleaning products we use. These are the tools we use for cleaning. Everybody's going to have access to the same ones. They're all going to wear the same shirt, the same kind of pants. This way, there's a uniformed workforce. If somebody's working at a Starbucks, I think Starbucks might provide the uniform. I'm not sure, because they all do look kind of similar.
I do know in a lot of the restaurant industry type jobs, you'll have to buy your own. They'll also sometimes give you a catalog that you can kind of pick from, and you might get a better deal or something. And then a lot of times they'll just take it out of your paycheck. So your first paycheck is pretty small. I'm not up to date on the cleaning world. If the company provides all the top tier stuff for the cleaners to use, it's just going to be better all around.
And if you like it when things are better all around, why don't you all around like this video so we know and share it so your friends know. Bye.